Thank you, Chair, and it's a pleasure to serve under your chairship. And I'm very pleased to have secured today's debate alongside the members for Wavertree and Birkenhead. Workers across the public sector have faced unprecedented challenges during the pandemic, and NHS staff have been at the forefront of our response to the coronavirus, spending long hours in suffocating PPE in overwhelming environments. And a nurse described to me that it felt like they were part of a horror movie. Frontline NHS staff at Luton Dunstable Hospital have told me about how colleagues have broke down on many occasions, and that the past year has had severe psychological impact on them due to stress associated with separation from their family, sleep deprivation, and heavy workloads. The whole of society is extremely thankful for their work, protecting us, looking after our loved ones, and keeping the country going. And the country came together to clap for our carers, but claps don't pay the bills, and NHS workers deserve to be rewarded for their dedication. The government's recommendation of a 1% increase for NHS staff in England is truly shameful. After a decade of austerity, TUC research shows that if the 1% increase goes through for 21-22, nurses' pay will be £2,500 less than in 2010 when adjusted for inflation, with the equivalent falls of £3,330 for paramedics and £850 for porters. Experienced nurses will only take home an extra £3.50 a week. Not only does the 1% pay proposal reflect the Conservative Party's complete undervaluing of NHS staff, but it even breaks their previous measly promise of a 2.1% pay increase set out in the NHS long-term plan. The British Medical Association, the Royal College of Nurses, the Royal College of Midwives and Unison have all told the government to reconsider the pay offer, and a recent poll from Opinium found that 72% of UK adults believe the government's 1% pay proposal is too low. We've heard already that there's a nursing vacancy crisis that is compromising staff safety. And while the government states it is recruiting more nurses, there are still over 36,000 nursing vacancies, including 3,314 in the Eastern region, where my constituency is, which has barely changed over the last year. The issue is retention, and how does the government expect to retain experienced nursing staff who've suffered a sustained real terms pay cut over the past decade? How can the government expect people to aspire for a future career in the profession when there are reports of nurses having to access support from food banks? A nurse at Luton and Dunstable Hospital told me that they deserve proper recognition of the level of skill and responsibility needed for the roles they do, and also said there's no motivation, no incentive, no value or appreciation. The latest figures from the NHS staff survey show that over 300,000 staff worked unpaid over the past year. That's 13,000 more staff working overtime than in 2019. And the government may point to the uncertain financial situation and current low inflation for the real terms pay cut, but this is economically illiterate. If affordability is the government's main contention, it should consider the knock-on benefits.